turn ads on the video.
All right, we are live and in person. We are live. Oh boy, Cowboys got a pick six, did they? Yeah, jeez Louise. All right, let's see what. Hold on, just a second, amigos. How many look, I don't pay much mind to football anymore, but how many interceptions does this Trayvon Diggs have now? Is that 7? Is he going to be like Lester Hayes in 1981 where he had 13? Remember Lester? Man. 13 picks in 1987 or 1981 or something like that. Crazy. 13 picks in 16 games. Crazy. Looks like the Cowboys are looking pretty good, huh? Chiefs came back strong today. Chargers got spanked by the Ravens. I just saw some scores. Red Sox and Astros and the ALCS, huh? Red Sox and Stros. Cool. It's funny how I see the score. I don't even know what the series is. I think the Red Sox won game 1. I tell you, Liam and I are watching some of the Pats and Cowboys, and just the minute he went downstairs, I said, I'm going to turn it off. It doesn't do. I mean, literally, it doesn't. I just don't care. It's just weird. It is. I mean, I like the Pats, but I don't care. It's weird. It's like such a time waste. Once you get out of the realm of watching it on a regular basis, you're just like, meaningless. It's kind of crazy. All right, good. There we go. All right, sweet. So let's see what we got on board here. Hey, all right, Don, Kim, Denise, Kate Paso, Dodgers. Yeah. I think the Dodgers, did they get lucky against the Giants? I think they did. St. Louis, we got the Villages in the house. Pablo gave the dogs a bath today, and they are smelling good. Don't forget to join me on Locals. Just real quick, so I'm going to share this again on Locals because we did a live stream before we came on here on my Locals page, and here it is. So it's just Josh Scanlon. We just did this live stream. joshscanlon.locals.com. And you join the Locals page, you'll be able to join our live streams, which I enjoy. Small community right now, but it's going to grow. I like Locals. Big fan, long time, first time. So there's my Locals page. If you want to contribute, you got to be a supporter. It's $5 a month to support. That way there are no trolls, if that makes sense. This is live right now, Mushkey live. Mushkey Potamus. Oh, so I just want to go over some headlines real quick. New York City, Claudia, K Paso. The cabin, what's up, Northern? What's going on, man? Right on. You get Wi-Fi up there? You get Wi-Fi up in that Northern Maine cabin? Marie's back in the house, right? So Marie joined us on Locals, so she's back. It says new comments, but I can't go. There we go. Versus the Dodgers, I'll watch them both at the same time. Pablo! For the love of the good Lord, buddy! No one wants to hear it. No one wants to hear Pablo. All right, what a knucklehead. Oh boy, every time Pablo barks, my dogs go crazy. That is awesome. All right, so a couple of headlines I want to share with you. This is pretty cool. And Marie, we just did this, but I'm going to share it again because I think it's funny. So Marie, because she's on Locals with me, got this in advance. But researchers find few adverse health effects in wildlife exposed to low levels of radiation from Fukushima nuclear accident. Interesting. Hey, Harley, que paso? Okay. Shh. I can't say anything. Shh. 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 Can you all see that? Shh. I can't say anything. Don't say anything, but that's where I got it from. Shh. How dare you? And there it is. Right here. How dare I? You never know, man. You just never know. You know what I'm saying? So I hope y'all can see that. Let's see if y'all can see that. It should be on Rumble too, actually. Let's see. Is anyone on Rumble here today? All right, let's see what we got. Hey, one on Rumble. All right, cool. Rumble's in the house. Right on. Oh my goodness. My my sister-in-law is in town. Eileen, are you a sister-in-law or a stepsister? You're a sister-in-law, right? Yeah. And she has a pizza. They're begging her, like, please give me a piece of pizza. Yeah, knuckleheads. Anyway, so I hope y'all can see that. That's where I got it from. And it came in this weird envelope, nothing fancy here, but we got it, man. It's all good. It's all good. So it's here. It's let's make sure. All right. All right, gotcha. Oops. Cool. All right. All right. So I want to share with you again real quick while we're talking about this. Noonan, Georgia, right on. Ohio. Hey, Vaughn. Que paso? Yeah, when Pablo barks, hit the like button. So I think this is pretty interesting. All right, so more than 10 years ago, the Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami damaged the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, resulting in massive release of radioactive material into the environment. Radiation dose rates led to the evacuation of over 150,000 people from an area estimated at 444 square miles. Although people were evacuated, wildlife remained. All right, so generations of animals have since been exposed to radiation levels above the safety threshold for human occupancy. Colorado State and the University of Georgia launched graduate programs in collaboration with the Fukushima University's Institute of Environmental Research to conduct research on the effects of lifelong radiation exposures to wildlife. All right. Between 2016 and 2018, the team studied wild boar and rat snakes across a range of radiation exposures in Fukushima. The team examined biomarkers of DNA damage and stress and did not find any significant health effects. None. Any significant adverse health effects. See, Dr. Kelly Cunningham, first author of the paper, said, is that people do not need to be as fearful of moving back into the remediated areas 10 years after the accident following this type of chronic low-dose environmental radiation exposure. The wildlife study is relevant to humans because human physiology is not so dissimilar to wild boar, unlike mice, which don't have the same physiology traits that we do to wild boar. That's where they study wild boar. Co-author of the paper said the research helped respond to questions from local residents. There have been many unfounded rumors about health effects related to radioactivity. Let's see, but okay, so basically what's happening here is there's no effects in wild boars, which are a hell of a lot more closer to us than the mice that they normally use. So that's big. And the reason that's big is because I want to share with you something. We're going to go do share screen. And we're going to look at right here. Where are the nuclear-powered airplanes? Because everyone's scared, so scared about nuclear. Oh my goodness, we're all going to die. We're going to go to the 3 Mile Island. Oh. It's widely accepted that burning fossil fuels for energy is neither sustainable nor environmentally friendly. I don't accept that. I find that to be silly, as I stated before. Let's just think about what happened during the medieval warm period, which led to the Little Ice Age. Which is better for humanity and all of the world's creatures? Medieval warm period or Little Ice Age? Which is better? Of course, the medieval warm period was 100%. MWP. Everybody knows this. No one would deny that. Was the parts per million of CO2 during the medieval warm period a hell of a lot higher than the parts per million of CO2 during the Little Ice Age? So this idea that CO2 is fundamentally disastrous for human beings, never mind the wildlife as a whole, is just freaking stupid, man. Stupid. It's dumb. Never mind the fact that CO2 is a fertilizer for everything we need on this earth. All the green stuff, fertilizer. It's just dumb. So I I don't grant the premise, if that makes sense. All right, so let's keep reading because I find it just horrific that people fall for this crap. But be it as it may. All right, oil and coal reserves will eventually run out, and the greenhouse gases emitted from combustion threaten the climate in the form of global warming. As far as the transportation sector goes, the emission of greenhouse gases from air travel is particularly bad because the greenhouse gases are released at high altitudes directly into the atmosphere. Oh, my goodness. For this reason, it is estimated that the gases and particulates emitted from jet aircrafts are 2 to 4 times more harmful than those from automobiles. Unfortunately, the transition from fossil fuels has been more difficult for aviation than for ground transport. While batteries are far from achieving the energy density of carbon fuels, gasoline contains nearly 100 times more energy per unit volume than the best lithium-ion battery. Gasoline, 100 times more energy density. Isn't that crazy? All right, they are already batteries are already replacing the internal combustion engines in some regard. I'm telling you, it's just not going to happen. This is possible partly because, unlike airplanes, automobiles can afford the additional weight of the batteries. In addition, let me just bring this up a little bit more. The power required to operate a car is far less than required to lift an airplane. While a typical car engine provides around 100 to 300 horsepower, or 74 to 225 kilowatts, a single Boeing 777 jet engine delivers 110,000 horsepower, or 820 megawatts, several orders of magnitude greater than the highest performing automobiles. Even when normalized by the mass of the transportation vehicle, the jet engine is astonishingly powerful. A car operates using 50 to 150 watts per kilogram, while the Boeing 777 runs on approximately 4,700 watts per kilogram. So far, no battery-powered engine has been designed that is capable of meeting this power density. Therefore, nuclear energy has a potential to do what neither fossil fuels nor electricity can do: power a commercial-scale flight with little to no atmospheric emissions. Nuclear boasts unparalleled energy density. A kilogram of uranium converted via nuclear processes contains 3 million times the energy of a kilogram of coal. 3 million times the energy of a kilogram of coal. And its waste is contained as either liquid or solid. And then he goes into how a nuclear airplane would work. That is the energy density of uranium. It's insane. So, as I always say, first of all, stop being so doggone scared of nuclear. It's insane. People, if you want no CO2 or at least net zero, which is stupid, but let's just say that you have to have nuclear. There's no other way around that, or else we're all going to be living like cavemen. I mean, people are just idiotic if they think there's any other way. There's no way. You're not flying a freaking plane on batteries. Now, they have these examples where they have a tiny little plane made with a person or two. You're not flying luggage. You're not commercial jets. It's just a rich man's thing, man. It's not for regular people. It's just not, which is what they want, actually. So the point being is, you better doggone get nuclear if you're worried about CO2 and you want to have, you still want to have airplane transportation. But I'm worried, Josh. I'm scared of Fukushima, Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island. Okay. Has anyone died? No. So what's your fear? Oh, look at this apple. We went apple picking today. That's an Arkansas black. I'm going to eat some of this on screen. Hi. No, you're not getting that. No, sirree, Bob. Finney's like, I want to get that apple. Look at him. He's like, oh, boy, give me that apple, Dad. So remember, just to give you a context, if you took Yankee Stadium and filled it up with coal, all right, you'd have the same energy density of Yankee Stadium filled up with coal would be found in a golf ball of uranium. That's how amazing the energy density of uranium is. It's insane. And not to use it in a civilized society is freaking insanity. Especially a civilized society who thinks that CO2 is... Whoa, good night, buddy. Holy crap. Jeez. All right, well, what the heck was that? I was not expecting that. You see him? He just jumped over the. Oh, now you get on the keyboard. You're on the keyboard. Oh, you're on the keyboard. Gotta go off the keyboard, buddy. Now that's fantastic. Look at that. Big old. Oh, now you're not eating my apple. All right, big old butt right on the. That is high speed right there. Can you move? Yeah, please. Penny apparently owns this place. Can you get your butt out of my face? Excuse me. Excuse me. Someone's trying to work here. Someone's trying to make money so I can afford your diet there, buddy. Oh boy. Look at this guy. All right. What are we doing here? All right, so let me there we go. We can say like this if you like. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Give me a kiss. Plant one. Give me some antibodies. Give me some antibodies. Give me the antibodies. There we go. All right. So anyway, stop worrying so much about freaking nuclear. If you're serious about low cost energy and you're serious about CO2, nuclear is the only way to go. All right. I'm sure there's already technology for nuclear batteries. Another guy talks about it. Not sure why this hasn't been explored more. Well, you know why, James, because it's antithesis to the green agenda. The green agenda is one law for them and one law for us. That's a fact. They have the money, they can afford it. You and I won't. And they want to make energy more expensive for the people who can't afford it. There's just no two ways around that. It's like I said in a video I did earlier today. It's the rich, whether the Soviet communists. So it's funny. It was Brezhnev or Khrushchev, I think. So he's showing his mom, his fancy schmancy dacha or dacha, whatever. I think it's dacha. His mom said, "Well, aren't you worried?" He goes, "Why?" He goes, "What if the communists find out?" Because he was the head of the Communist Party. But his mom's like, "But what if the communists find out?" Basically, like, you're a capitalist is kind of what she was saying with that big fancy schmancy vacation home. Pretty interesting. Remember, how did socialists used to light their homes before candles? I actually seen that, Rick. I saw it on my feed. I need to watch that. Freedom versus Security. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Simon over there at Uneducated Economist. That's on my feed for watch later. Yeah, he's got lots of energy, this guy. Here's the other one right here. All right. All right, see what kind of James says, "What is up? This market's futures are looking way up for tomorrow." So low. Doesn't make any sense. Well, enjoy the red. Don't forget, guys. I mean, this is another thing that always kind of cracks me up. I mean, a 40% decline. All right, that's what I got baked into Right Capital, by the way, for an aggressive portfolio, which is a 6.5% annual rate of return with a basically standard deviation, which would lead you to a 40% year-over-year loss. 40% decline. It's painful, but actually, let's do so. Let's go into some right. Hey, all right. So a couple people over here, Rumble. Good. Believe it or not, some of the live streams on Rumble get decent views after they go live. It's interesting. So not a huge audience on Rumble right now. I appreciate y'all being here, but after the live stream, because Rumble just automatically loads it up, it's pretty cool. YouTube does. Sometimes I delete them off YouTube if I'm talking about stuff that's going to get me banned. Basically, like anything, like that water is wet. If I say water is wet on YouTube, well, Trump said water is wet, and so did Hitler. So thus, I must be Hitler because Hitler said water is wet, and that would get me banned off YouTube. So sometimes I'll delete it off of here and just let it be on Rumble, and it gets decent traction over there. It's pretty cool. Very good Wi-Fi in the cabin. Central Maid more accurate description. Right on, man. Yep, right on. Gotcha. Very good Wi-Fi. All right, cool, man. What's the provider you use up there? Like Spectrum? Is that what it is? Let's go over to Portfolio Visualizer. All right. So what I want to do here. All right. How do I give you? Do I gotta go to YouTube to give you a blue wrench? Oops. YouTube. Hold on just a second, Kim. I can't do it from StreamYards. I think I got to go to YouTube. Good boys. That's what I'm talking about. Good doggies. Yes, I love you. Let's see. Let's go over here.
I told you, the secret to weight loss
Yeah, how do I?
is right in front of you.
I don't want that. There we go. All right. Hey, all right, cool. Yeah, see, I don't even look at the comments on YouTube, actually. I look at my StreamYard. All right, there you go. Denise, I can make you a moderator too, by the way. There we go. Chicken Charlie, you're on here. You're now a moderator. All right. My man, Northern Captain, you're now a moderator. You guys are just coming up. And I see you guys are here regularly, so that's pretty good. All right, sweet. So you guys are now moderators. I don't know why you lost your wrench, Kim. I'm not sure what causes that. Maybe it's because you're on the Josh Scanlon one as opposed to the oh, you guys will see what I'm doing. Maybe it's because you're on the Josh Scanlon one as opposed to the Heritage Wealth Planning. That's the only thing I could think. So let me go to Heritage Wealth Planning. Is Tom Major here? Harry, are you a moderator? Yeah, let's see. Let's make Harry a moderator. Hold on just a second. All right, go to my channel. All right, we'll go to my channel. We'll go to videos. All right. All right, there we go. All right, so who we got? We got Marshall right there. Looks good. Good. Yeah, okay, good. There's Harry. So Harry is a moderator. Make Eric a moderator. And if I miss you, don't be mad. I just oh, there's Tom. All right, good. So we got lots of moderators. All right, cool. Right on, man. Sweet. All right, so let's go to Portfolio Visualizer. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. So oops, I gotta go back here. So I want to show you guys something. Share screen. All right. Now I get nervous when we focus too much on Portfolio Visualizer because it's back tested, and you can't, man. Or any back. These are called hypotheticals. That's what they call them in the business. Can you create a hypothetical is what we'd say. And basically what that means is this fund did what during this time frame. And you show that to somebody and you say, hey, this is what this fund did. And I think there's some legitimacy there to it. I don't think there's legitimacy to it in terms of rates of return. I think there's legitimacy in terms of volatility, upside capture, downside risk, all that. How well did it do during bear markets? And all. I think that's all legitimate. I don't think it's legitimate in terms of extrapolating past returns to the future. I don't. And I don't think you should use that. I don't think you should say, well, I got 10%, so I expect to get 10%. I find that to be foolhardy. I know that's what Dave Ramsey does. I know a lot of people do that. I greatly disagree with that. I think it's crazy talk. So let's just say now, we're going to start in 2016. And we'll just say you got back in the market. Eric, are you back in or what? Where are you at, Eric? I know Eric got out of the market for a while. And we got you back in Wellington. All right. Just for simplicity. So Wellington. All right. So we put $100,000 in Wellington in 2016. We'll just say you were nervous, nervous purpose. All right. So we're like, you're like, I can't get in. And you finally got back in. All right, so from 2016 to today, we are at 185. You've had a compounded annual growth rate of 11% with a standard deviation 9.46. So for simplicity, we're going to say you had 11% average rate of return for simplicity, a 10% standard deviation. That means on any given year, you take 3 times this. That's 30. You add 11, so in any given year, in that context, you could have been up 41%, or 3 times this and subtract that, or down 19%, which is probably, I don't know what Wellington did in the end of March of 2020. I don't know, but that would give you an idea of a year over year. Any given year over year, given these two numbers, you could extrapolate. You would have no more than a 41% up, and no more than a what do we say? 30 minus 11, 30, 19% down. That's what you say. 99.8% of the probabilities. All right. So anyway, so we put $100 in there. We got $100,000 in there. All right. Now we're at 185. All right. Everybody with me so far? So what we do is we take our trusted calculator and we say, let's say the market goes down 40%. Now, Wellington has never gone down 40% in any given calendar year. It's never gone down 40% on any given time. It just hasn't. So let's just say that does happen. So now we're at 185 minus 40%. We're still at 111, my friends. We're still 11,000 more than where we start off in 2016. I hope that makes sense. So if we take, I know it. So we take $100,000. That's our present value. We're at 111,000 now. That's after a 40% decline. That's our future value. We did it for 5 years. We change that to 12. Oops. Oh man, I'm screwing this up. Oh boy, just screwed that up. There we go. We average 1.92% rate of return. That's if the markets fell 40% from where we are today. I mean, that's not so bad. So now let's go back and say we're adding. I think we can make we're reinvesting dividends, cash flows, contribute a fixed amount. We're going to contribute monthly. Sweet. We're going to put 150. We're going to put I don't know. $500 a month in. All right. Pretty good. Yeah. All right. So now we're putting $500 a month in. So we start with $100,000 in 2016. We put $500 a month in. What's it worth today? It's worth $236. All right. So now 236 minus 40%. Now you're down to 141. I mean, that's still significantly higher than where you were, if that makes sense. I mean, you start off with $100,000. That's it. You put in $6,000 a year for 5 years. All right, so you made $11,000. I mean, it's not great, but I kind of look at that as kind of like the worst case. Now, the problem is, so if you got time, I don't think you should. If you're not close to, and I don't know why people don't get this. Like people say you're trying to time the market. No. I'm trying to time the market if I'm about ready to be out of the market because out of the labor market. So you're damn right I'm trying to time the market if I'm getting ready to be out of the labor market because I'm quitting my job for whatever reason. It's not timing the market. It's just being cautiously safe. I don't know why anyone would not do that. Now, because I plan on working somehow, will still have money coming in. I'm not pulling money out of my portfolio. So what's up, Growly? What's up? You okay? So I don't care if the market, I mean, I don't like if the market goes down 40%. I mean, actually, frankly, if I'm still plugging money away, it's not a bad thing. A whole different ball game if you're like 2 years out or just about ready to retire. That 40% decline, to go from 185 to 111, that's $75,000. If you're spending $60,000 a year, that's over a year of your income. All right. That's what I've been taking money out. You can't have that, man. You can't. Not in your first couple of years. Don't do that. For me, on the other hand, I'm still plugging. I don't care. I'm not pulling the money out. And again, as I said in a video today, I said, well, if I lose my job, this is my job, I have no income coming in, and let's just say the value of my house drops, 40%. Let's say, I don't know, no income, the value of my house drops 40%, and the markets are down 40%. Well, that sucks. Not likely for all those three things to happen. It did happen in some regard in 2008, but not likely to strike again. But even if it were to do that, I'm willing to take that risk because I still have my labor. I can still work in some regard. Now, whether there are no jobs, I am not so worried about no jobs. This is the difference we have now than they had during the Great Depression in the 70s. Yeah, basically any time in American history, you could not find work, man. Just read any book about people knocking on doors. Hey, you need work. You need to work. That's not like that now. And Japan's not like that now. And again, Japan is my bogey for what was something that concerns me greatly. But the Japan market fall off. It's not like that anymore. People have labor. Now, will people need labor if the markets are falling, their houses down, and they lose their jobs? Some people still will. Some people are still going to have money to hire you, unlike the Great Depression or the 1970s. There's still going to need for people to do physical work for sure. So it's not the same thing that if you lose everything, now you have no work, you're on the breadline. We don't have that same scenario now. Rightly or wrong, it doesn't matter. It just is. If you lose everything and you can still get a job, well, hell's bells, get a job. Doing something, some physical manual labor. There's just not that many people in the workforce, and especially with women dominating men in college now. You see what I'm saying? There's more of a need for physical labor, that's for sure, because there's just a lot of men who aren't doing it, and then a lot of men really aren't even getting the degree even, so they're not working physically and they're not getting college degrees. So I don't know what they're doing, but maybe making coffee, I don't know. But anyway, so it's a whole different ballgame for people like me who are still employed actively in the labor force and continue to do so. If you're about ready to retire, no, man, don't take the risk. I don't know why people think this is market timing. Market timing is saying, oh, the market's down, I'm buying. I'm like, well, how are you buying? Well, because I've been out of the market since 2009. Well, okay, well, that's stupid. That's not market time. That's just being dumb. You see what I'm saying? Because now you're 2009. I was 40 years old, 39 years old. Now I'm 51. I lost 12 years of potential earnings, regardless of what happens last decade. But I lost 12 years. Now I'm 12 years closer to my D-Day of hanging up the boots and needing this money to live on. You don't have time to waste. On the other hand, if I'm freaking, looking at hanging up next week, I'm like, I got to make sure 2008 doesn't hit me again. So anyway, hope that makes sense. So it's just, there's two people on YouTube comments, they get caught up either market timing, they try too hard to market time, which is stupid. Don't do that. Or they think that any kind of replanning is market timing, which is stupid too. It's like these two polar opposites. You got to time the market. You got to buy dips. You're buying the 200-day moving average, blah, blah, blah. That's market timing. That's silly. That's technical analysis. All right, that's dumb. Don't do that. The other people say don't ever do anything because that's considered market timing, and market timing is stupid. You're like, well, that's stupid too, man. You're not market timing, for heaven's sake. You're not market timing because you think that you're market timing based on your situation. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah, Tully's decaf. Ooh, let's look at decaf. Let's just check the Rumble stats here real quick. For me, it's just monkey business. Remember that Skid Row song, Monkey Business? Pretty good song. I didn't like that band all that much. They had a couple good songs though. I got some comments on here. Red Zone is also provider Wi-Fi main. They don't cover a big area and service can be sucky. Let's go, Brandon. All right. 11 minutes ago, Jeremy said Josh is right in front of you. I'm not sure what that was, big man. All right, so let's look at Amazon. I'm going to show you the Tully's thing. Oops. All right. It's a monkey off my back. Oh, baby cakes. What are you doing? Oh, you're getting comfortable there? There's the Tully's right here. Oh, this stuff's good, man. $50 for 24. Was that 96? Yeah, 96. $50 for 96. So let me give you the link. That way, if you buy it through my link, I get paid that fat commission. I literally have no idea what the commissions are on Amazon anymore, but I just put that on there. That's some good stuff right there. That's Tully's decaf. Gobble it up. Gobble it up. All right. Yeah, for 4 or 5 years of cash. And again, we can use 2 years Ginnie Mae. I talked to somebody yesterday, And she's going to do 2 years Ginnie Mae and 2 years bank accounts. That's fine. That's fine. I got no qualm with that. But 4 years of liquidity that won't go down in value. That's what we want. Can cash be my Roth or cash? Yeah, I don't know why I'd have cash. Well, all right. So this is the interesting thing, Eric. Do you know Denise? Because Denise is a Pac fan too. All right. So let me just take a bite. This is called Arkansas. Look at that guy. I'm going to take a bite. You ready? Bought this from Deep Roots Farm in McKaysville, Georgia. Frippin' gorgeous. Right on the Tennessee line. In fact, we had to go through Tennessee a little bit to get back home. It's oh man, foliage wasn't kicking in yet. It would have been nice. Let me make sure my boys too. By the way, I was doing their homework. It's just me and the boys and my sister-in-law are here. That's it. Just me and the boys. So hold on just a second. I got to make sure they're doing their homework. Oh yeah. Monkey business. Let's do homework, Kevin. Kev! Is your homework done? You sure? You don't sound that confident. Where's Pablo? All right. Oh. Deep Root Farm. McKaysville, Georgia. That's some good stuff. Let me show you. Hi, buddy. Yeah. We're a little bit older than everybody else. They have little kids. I don't care. Eating fresh apples on a beautiful day like today. Left the dogs by themselves, but I gave them a nice bath. Oh, such a good boy. Give me a kiss. Give me some antibodies. Papa doesn't give me the antibodies like Finney does. Finney gives me the antibodies. All right, so my man Eric says, can cash be my Roth? All right, so Eric, here's the issue. Financial planning has changed so much since the advent of Obamacare. It's actually amazing to me. So the issue that we want, we don't want cash in your Roth because there's no growth there, if that makes sense. Anything that comes out of the Roth is tax free. All right, let me just hold on a second. I just got a text. I thought someone just texted me. Oh no, I thought I just got a text from one of my kids. Guess not. Anyway, so when you are pre-65, all right, and you need income to pay for bills, we don't want you to have to take that income from your tax deferred accounts because that could minimize your qualifications for Obamacare subsidies. And the Obamacare subsidies are freaking huge. You're rightly or wrongly. Oh, I love you, buddy. So cash in your Roth doesn't do any good because cash in your checking account is already essentially tax free. I mean, you're not making any income. There's no taxes to pay. And so because it doesn't flow back to your 1040. And because it doesn't flow back to your 1040, it's basically invisible from an Obamacare perspective. So having cash in your Roth doesn't make any sense because what comes out of your Roth is already tax free. What comes out of your bank account is essentially tax free as well. There's no capital gains. There's very limited income. So I would not put cash in my Roth if that made sense. Now, Ginnie Mae, on the other hand, is a little bit different because Ginnie Mae is paying 1.5 or something like that. So you are getting some income there. Now, is that going to be enough to disqualify you for Obamacare? Probably not. But I don't like bonds and Roth other than if I'm qualifying or trying to qualify for Obamacare subsidies. Let me show you something real quick. I'm going to do a video on this tomorrow. I'm going to do a video looking at Obamacare for each of the states. That's my next mission here. And I was looking up Maine. Hold on a sec. Right here. All right. So here's 2021 individual plans rate calculator. Now, these rates do not reflect any subsidies. Subsidies are only available for on-exchange plans through the marketplace at healthcare.gov. All right. So we got Washington County, because that's if I ever move back to Maine, that's where I'm going to move to, because it's a red county. No way I can live in a blue county. No way. We got me and my wife. And like, we're not moving to Maine anytime soon. We got to get my kids out of high school. I'm just telling you right now. So before anyone says, "Oh my goodness, you're moving to Maine," no, it's not. I mean, it's wishful thinking, but at some point I would like to do that, and we'll see. Right now, it's not happening. Not for 5 years, but I'm just getting a gauge, all right? Because I love Maine. There's no other way around it. So remember, on exchange, I love Georgia too, man. Georgia, Tennessee, where I was at today, folks. Can y'all see this? Flipping, insanely gorgeous. Good people. I'm sitting there. We're getting some, buying some stuff. I got my Georgia Tech thing. Some guy came and said, "Oh, you like Georgia Tech?" And he's like, he likes Tennessee, and they're just good people, man. But good people everywhere. It's amazing what a smile would do. All right. So here's Anthem on exchange. I don't know what any of these plan IDs are. The only thing I was looking at was going to be PPOs, because my wife, she's a PPO kind of lady. So here you go. PPOs on exchange. I don't know the first thing, but I'm going to do this for each and every state. So in Georgia, there isn't any PPOs in Obamacare. All right. At least in Fulton, Cherokee, and Forsyth County, which is my neck of the woods, there isn't any. They're all HMOs, which sucks, but mainly got some PPOs. Other people said they have PPOs as well. So anyway, let's just look. You got this right here. Safe harbor, PPO, catastrophic. Yeah, that's what you want, man. This is a whole point. Health savings accounts, medical savings accounts, patient power that my dad was very active in. John Goodman, my dad at NCPA, National Center for Policy Analysis, which went defunct, but Cato, this whole thing, catastrophic coverage, man. You pay out of pocket, and up until a certain but catastrophic, which in this case is $8,500, and there's your premium, $900 a month. $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year. That's for me. Now you check these numbers out right here. We got a deductible. That's your out of pocket essentially. Your co-insurance is none, and your out of pocket max is $8,500. That's perfect. Perfect. You say, look, I'll pay $1,000 a month, and we know why it costs so much, because look, you got to pay for abortion services. You got to pay for freaking stuff that I will never use, man, because it's just stupid, but it is what it is, man. I mean, we can argue and yell all day long, but I was like, this is perfect. So I'll be on the hook for $8,500 each and every year if I use the services, which I don't really plan on doing. I'll pay for my regular doctor's office visits, through my primary care physician, or what I'm doing now, I'm going to Partner MD. So let's look at Partner MD, because I want to show you what I'm talking. I'm going to interview these people here in the next couple of days. And it costs me $900 a month for me and my beautiful. All right. Now, I think let's see if we can't find, hold on just a second. Stop screen. There we go. So what I want to do is Obamacare subsidy, Obamacare premium credits, married. You can't use Google anymore, friends. Google is it's a clown show. I don't know if you saw Joe Rogan interviewing Alex Berenson. He goes, you can't even use Google anymore because they don't give you the real information. They give you what they want you to listen to hear. It's crazy. All right, so here we go. We're going to go to premium. All right, Obamacare facts. Let's see what this says. This is DuckDuckGo. All right, so let's see what this is. 2021. Excuse me. So I just want to see the credits. Excuse me. You can sit there. I think I already looked at this one. I don't think it gave me what I wanted. Okay. So keep in mind that the exact number is okay. So if your income, all right. So right here, if your income is not more than 400% of the federal poverty level, the max amount you'll pay is 9.83% of your income, if that makes sense. So this is how it works. So for a married couple filing jointly, we're just going to say it's $75,000. That's your income. Federal poverty level is that's 400% over the federal poverty level. We'll say it's $20,000. I hope that makes sense. So we're going to say I make $70,000 a year between Charlotte and me, married filing jointly. All right. So the max we're going to pay is 9.83% of our 70,000 a year. So we take our trusty calculator, and I'm not an expert on this. I'm just reading it like you guys are. 9.83% should be what, $3,000, $6,000. That's $500 a month. $500 a month. So we get a premium credit of $400 a month, because if we go back to the state of Maine, all right, oops, one sec. If we go back to the state of Maine and we do this, for me it's just monkey business, and we go down to catastrophic PPO, and this is 2021. Out of no clue, community safe. I don't know anything about it. I don't know who's insured. I don't know anything. I'm just using this for an example. It's $900 a month. But it says right there, does not reflect any subsidy. So I'm going to get a subsidy of basically $400 a month. So base my cost be $500 a month. So I'd pay $6,000 a year for Obamacare, as long as I kept my income at that threshold. So going back to Eric, matters not if he puts his cash in his Roth or his savings. So don't waste your Roth on cash, because the savings won't be, it doesn't cost anything. There's no, it's not going to add to your income very much. It just won't. Hope that makes sense. All right. Here's my man. Until the U.S. addressing reprocessing nuclear not be viable, also needs to be standardized plant like France. Well, they got to do it. We need it. Button camera, you like that, Jeremy? Yeah, that dog. Knucklehead. He doesn't care. He got no shame. I love Maine, man. I love Maine. Just good. I mean, just look, everything about Maine, everything about Georgia is right. Once you're out of Atlanta, once you're out of Portland, it's just, I can't, it's like, people are good. The beauty, natural beauty, everything is freaking just right, if that makes sense. Get out of Atlanta, get out of Portland. So I'm flying, leaving Portland. And when I was going to Maine, some freaking cranky old lady was in my window seat. I was like, get out of the window seat, old hag. I didn't say that. She goes, Sonny, do you care if I sit here? Because it's going to be hard for me to get out. I said, get out of there, old hag. I said, yes, ma'am, that's fine. Because I'm a nice person. We say, ma'am. We say, sir. We say, ma'am. If you ain't into that, we don't give a damn. But I was like, man, I just want to look out the window. So I'm coming back, as I look out the window, as I spewing CO2 in the atmosphere. Oh, no. And my airplane, no. But anyway, the point being is, you're flying out of Maine, it's like just empty. It's like nothing. It's awesome. You're flying in Atlanta. It's not like that. Just busy. And but that's the issue. Atlanta is freaking crazy busy. Portland, nothing. But even Portland, that's where all the libs are, man. You don't want to live there. Like, I get it. If that's where the jobs are and stuff. And that's why I was advocating very much that the government subsidize Wi-Fi through what are they going to, broadband or something like that up there in the rural parts. Long story short, though, it's quiet, man. It's quiet. It's peaceful. It's calm. But you come to Atlanta, you're like, damn, this place it's busy and busy. I like it peaceful and calm. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Actually, it's funny because I remember when I used to clean carpets for a living. I remember I'd get, you have to get your truck about 7:00, maybe even earlier, because DC traffic, you have to be on the road probably by 7. And some of the, I used to actually enjoy going down to like Alexandria. We used to live in Alexandria. I didn't live in Old Town, but we lived in walking distance. And it was always fun, like when businesses were opening up the shops and getting stuff. I always enjoyed the energy of a town with everybody moving. You know what I'm saying? People open up their shops. People getting, got to make the donuts. And I remember when I was doing a carpet cleaning, you get down to some of these business districts, and then you have to go to DC, and you bust out the. It's just activity. It's fun, man. I wouldn't want to live in that, but the activity was fun. So there's always people everywhere. Just the commotion was kind of fun. There's an old song by Mighty Mighty Boss Tones called "I Like Noise," and I always kind of thought that was kind of funny because I do too. But as I get older, I like it less, if that makes sense. And the peace and quiet and the serenity of just smelling the flowers and the butterflies and just a cool wind like today. Oh my goodness. It's you can't beat that, man. And then seeing the water, nothing better. Nothing better. It's awesome. All right, so let's see what we got. Jill says, would I worry about a stock market crash if retired by full access? No way, Jill. I mean, because what are you going to, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we don't know what we don't know is going to happen. So, I mean, worrying about stock market crash if we got 10 years of fixed funds and cash, I mean, you can't, no. I mean, even Japan, if you had 10 years of cash and a pension and social security, you're going to be okay. My concern is Japan. Japan is always the boogeyman there. And if that happens, are you going to be able to get by if a Japan situation comes? And the facts are, Japan situation comes, you literally ran out of money in stocks within 6 years. You're taking 5% a year out. Your goose was cooked. So it really, the focus should be on expenditures. And that's why I really wish people would not underestimate Social Security. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he said he never estimated Social Security in his retirement plan. He started watching my videos. He started estimating a little bit, maybe you can retire at 62. He started saying, well, maybe I can even retire at 60. We talked to him. Turns out he can retire whenever the hell he wants, man. He can do whatever he wants. He's got, I think he's 56. That dude, you can go right now if you want. You don't need to stay there anymore. And the reason is because we add Social Security as part of the plan. Why would you not do that? I know some of y'all don't. That's fine. I don't get it. I mean, I frankly don't understand, especially if you're a crappy little job. I got to take another bite. This thing's good. Again, Arkansas black is what the guy said. Oh, man. Give me some antibodies. I think Maine's got the Macintosh. I don't think they grow Macintosh in the South. He's looking at, give me the antibodies. Oh, there you go. Yes, sir. Did not know that, Gordon. We got 4 seasons down here. I think it's cold down here. It's like 42 degrees this morning. Yeah, Mark Levin, the savage guy. I like people to laugh. They don't. That's why I like Rush Limbaugh, because he's funny. Sean Hannity, never liked him. Levin never did much for me. I like people who make me laugh. If that makes sense. That's why I love watching Owen Benjamin, Kwame Brown. These guys crack me up, man. Who else do I watch that's funny? Clay Travis. He's not like a funny guy, but just the way I just like the way he presents himself. It's laid back, kind of goofing around. Barricade Garage, that guy. Oh, my goodness. Lots of good guys on YouTube, man. All right, let's see. Hey, Tennis Warehouse in Alpharetta. I think my wife is taking my kids up there. That's crazy. Dude, you better stop eating my full. Hey, stop. Yeah, it sounds like your house 15 years ago. I tell you, man. It's so I was talking. Someone emailed me today, and she'll go nameless, and said, "Time is fleeting, man." So I imagine my man Precision Clays, is looking back kind of fondly at how fast the time goes. You know what I'm saying? Not fondly, but fondly at his memories and how fast the time goes. And it is sad, dudes. It's you think about how fast it goes, how much we waste doing work that is not fun and not. It's just sad. Anyway, so someone who's on here right now just emailed me this afternoon, that a guy at at the job site just found out he's got terminal cancer as just as full retirement age. Now he's going to die. I just, that happens. It sucks. It happens. But I mean, it just, we all, as we get older, we know more and more people who die and or get sick. There's no time to waste, man. I don't know. The more I guess the more this great reset happens, the more, while it pisses me off, the more I'm kind of hoping it truly becomes a great reawakening, not a reset. Where it's not go back to earth, not hippie stuff, but more get back to reality of just, I don't know. I sit there and I'm thinking, terminal cancer, been working his ass off his whole life. Now he's at full retirement age. He gets found, says he's got terminal cancer. My man Precision Clay right here says, oh, he remembers like what it's like to yell at your kids to do homework. Dude, 15 years, no, hell, 10 years from now, they'll all be out of the house. It's just with me and Charlotte and the dogs. And I'll have to have the dogs because they'll replace my kids. But it's just, I don't know, that kind of depresses me to think like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like the quiet and all that and, be a hell of a lot cheaper. But it's kind of like, I don't know. So I finally finished up my book on the reason I went to Maine is I needed the inspiration to finish up my book. So I finished it up, you know what I'm saying? And I'm done. And I'm going to read it a couple times again. You read this stuff out loud. If anyone's writing a book, my advice is to read it out loud. When you hear it out loud, you don't hear it in your voice. You literally you don't hear it in your head. You hear it in your voice. And it just helps you to realize that didn't flow right. All right. So long story short, what was I saying? I can't remember, but I would just kind of like go back to, what where you belong, which isn't at some crappy office, which isn't under some, corporate shackle. You know what I'm saying? It's just not, man. And the great where we go back to what it was, maybe just have a little bit of a reawakening that maybe we don't need all the crap. But look, I look, trust me, I'm the biggest freaking hypocrite. I just bought. Sometimes I buy stuff like there's this freaking awesome sale and I don't even need it. It's still in the box. I just said I had the money. I bought it. It freaking ticks me off. So I was like, you didn't need it. But it's an aero garden, which is like you grow plants and vegetables inside, just on LED light, which I like. It's fantastic. And then, I create my own white trash aero gardens. They work fine. But this one is a stand-up one. It's like 42 inches high, so 3.5 feet. Where you can grow like tomatoes, not just cherry tomatoes, but real tomatoes. You can grow like peppers and stuff. I can't wait to use this guy. But I'm just like, did I need that? I'm like, no, but it's on, I got like a $400 sale. So I got it for like $300. I just, that's the kind of discretionary consuming that I would not have done 5-10 years ago. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like I shouldn't have done it. And I said, damn, why'd you do that? But I did. And we're used to doing like that. Now, I don't put on a credit card. I pay cash for everything anymore. I mean, I put on a credit card, pay the credit card off. But we're used to that. But we're used to also putting on a credit card and building up that credit card, i.e. a deficit, which adds to our debt, which is what the U.S. government has been doing, since LBJ, man. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, hell, yeah, since LBJ. Probably even since Kennedy, I don't know, but certainly since Medicare came around, and we're just using that, consuming stuff now and paying it later, and that's not good. And so I think if we kind of go back to a more localized economy, it's gonna be more expensive, but you buy less stuff and you're happy. If that makes sense, I hope. We shall see. As opposed to working in your crappy little job until you're 65, then you get terminal cancer, and you're like, man, what the hell? What happened? I don't have, I got maybe a year, and that's it. That freaking sucks, dude. Yeah, Doug too says homework. Wait till the last man. I tell you, Doug, that's me too, man. That's funny. I'll never forget us taking a biology test. I got like a 1.8 in high school. I did not think I was going to graduate, and I just snaked by the skin of my teeth. I can't remember. It was bad, but I remember taking this biology test, like one of the last tests I had to take. I said I just had to get a C. If I got a C on the test, and I would pass with like a C minus, or I can't remember what it was. And I remember it's like we had like a week to study before the final exam, And of course, I just waited till like right now, Sunday night at 9, I opened the book. I said, dude, if I just would have done one chapter at a time, 30 minutes a day for 5 days, I could have done fine. But now I got to throw 6 chapters in, and I remember, I'll never forget that feeling of complete, almost like panic. It's like, why? And now I'm like staying up till 1 o'clock at night. It's not sinking in. I'm getting tired. I'm just like, but at this stage, who cares? And I still have nightmares about stuff like that. Well, not nightmares, but dreams about not being prepared for an exam. Oh, horrible. Waits the last minute to do homework, not being prepared, and saying, if I just would have chopped off little bits at a time as opposed to one. Crazy. Yeah, right on. So my man AB says, after you retire, you still have a 25 to 30 year time frame. I agree. Are you in Maine working stiff? That pisses me off, man. I hate that. Get the book, Killing Maine by my man Mike Bond. I'm going to show you something here. All right. That's Belfast, Maine. All right. Beautiful, right? That's Bailey Island, Maine. Actually, let me just show you here. Bailey Island, Maine. Has a lobster boat. Going to get some fish. Pretty cool. That reminds me. And that's evil. That right there is freaking evil. Look at that. That's an absolutely monstrosity that doesn't do crap for your electricity. On those freaking monstrosities, you're getting 3 watts per meter square. That's it, man. At least a solar photovoltaic panel will give you 45 watts per meter square. That's giving you 3 watts per meter square. It's a freaking monstrosity. I got to show you the book. You got to get this book. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah, below 0 in January, right on. But man, trust me, I know that. That's why I got to get a wood stove, man. I'll tell you. All right, so let me find my man Mike Bond, Killing Maine, right here. Y'all got to get this book. Even if you're not from Maine, if you hate the wind industry, as well you should, because the wind industry freaking sucks, man. If you're in the industry, I don't hate you. I hate your industry. Just FYI. This is a great book to get. Mike Bond, Killing Maine, right here. And Mike's, I haven't met the guy or anything, but I think he's a kind of a lib, but that's okay. He's a righteous lib, the kind I like, man. A guy who's not afraid to, right here. Oh, y'all can't. Yeah, you can. It's a great book, man. This book will freaking love it. Mike Bond's Killing Maine, and it's evil. There's no way around it. It's freaking evil. Oops, no, I hit the wrong thing. What these people are doing to get us electricity, not even energy, just electricity, is pure evil. It's just a freaking payoff to rich New York elites so they can freaking rob Maine. And I don't know if LePage allowed it. If he did, he's a scumbag. I don't know. I don't know who allowed that to happen up there. If it's stupid Janet Mills, but some of these windmills were up there before she was in office. And it seemed to happen around the time LePage was in office. I don't know if LePage did or not, but whoever did that can freaking kiss my big fat behind, because that's just disgusting. I never forget, I was looking over the White Mountains one time. I was driving, I think it's White Mountains. I was driving to Dartmouth in New Hampshire. And I said, man, if they ever freaking put, it's just as incredibly, it's just such a beautiful, it's insane, God's realm. It's nuts. So you had this beautiful lake, these hills, just covered in foliage. It was just insanely. It was just one of the most prettiest things I've ever seen in my life. And I said, if they ever ruin those with the windmills on the ridgeline, they should all be put up against the wall, Che Guevara style, with 100%, because that's just some freaking evil crap. Oh, yeah, totally. I haven't even tried their non-decaf. Maybe I should. Their decaf is freaking fantastic. Let's see what we got here. Monkey business. Oklahoma says something. Oh, Oklahoma Bluegrass Lakes Parkway. I'm checking out Health Sherpa for pre-Medicare. Interesting. I don't know anything about it, AV. Report back when you find out. Health Sherpa. Let's look it up. That's a good apple, man. Health Sherpa. Man, that's good. Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate it. All right, healthsherpa.com. Well, it's out of California. That's a strike against it. What the hell is this? Oh, wait. Health Sherpa. Just click on that. All right, healthsherpa.com. Why does that take me to? There we go. All right. Keeps taking me to this guy. I don't want this guy. I don't want Michael Barton. Who knows that? All right, so let's get rid of old Michael and go to healthsherpa.com. Love you, buddy. How does it keep giving me on Michael Barton? Who's this guy? Oh, so it's a cost sharing thing. Okay, so it's kind of like it sounds like a meta share. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. I was gonna show you guys. Was it Partner MD? It was Partner MD. So let's look at Partner MD. All right, so here's Partner MD right here. And right here, that's what I'm going to go see right there. Dr. Catherine Deckley. She's new. Say, welcome, Dr. Deckley. And you go to, this is the primary care or direct, DPC, direct primary care is what I call it, but they call it concierge. And concierge medicine. Concierge medicine is a primary care model built on a better relationship between physician and patient without the hassles of traditional insurance or primary care experience. But what are the benefits? How does membership work? How much does it cost? Our detailed guide explains the concept of concierge care, and you can expect when switching to concierge medicine. If you're new to the concept, it's a great place to start. So basically, a lot of it, they're not going to do insurance, which I like. It's just paid directly, which I think is fantastic. Obviously, they're going to have, I don't know if they have surgery. I don't know how that works in terms of you need surgery and all that. I don't know, but I guarantee they got it covered. But I'll let you know. Mostly, I just don't trust my own right now. After what she said about the jabba jabba, I said, if you really believe that, I wonder what else you believe that is simply not true. And it scares me. It doesn't scare me. But just because you wear a white lab coat doesn't mean you're smart, if that makes sense. Doesn't mean you're dumb. Doesn't mean you're smart. Just like the traditional model that we have now, I don't know anyone would say it's not broken when they're shuffling in like cattle. And I don't even blame the doctors so much. It's just that there is profit. They got all these places got profit and loss statements, man. It's all P&L. So they shuffle you in and get 10 minutes. They're always late because someone's taking too long. And then you ask a couple questions. They do an EKG. They take some blood, and later on you may or may not hear something. I actually like my dog. She's the one who told me about Lexapro, which I like. But I'm gonna try something else. By the way, this thing called was a Fisher Wallace as opposed to Lexapro. So I'm going to keep on. So I take Lexapro. Lexapro takes just a little bit of the edge off, and that's I don't know. It's pharmaceutical. Oh my goodness, pharmaceutical. But this thing called Fisher Wallace I heard about, which is it somehow it stimulates the serotonin in your temples into your brain. It's very interesting, actually. I'm very much looking forward to using this thing because if that's a way to get the serotonin and, you know, kind of like the calmingness where you can sleep better. And you just also have, it does something in the chemical construct of your brain without drugs, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm very much looking forward to that because I'd rather not be on any prescriptions. I'd rather have no drugs. So I don't take high blood. I don't do anything except my Lexapro. And I like it. I get no qualm with it. But at the end of the day, I don't like, I'd rather not, if that makes sense. So, but also I'm a pretty hyper guy. I always have been. And thankfully I don't drink. I'm giving up most of my caffeine. I'm only taking 1 cup of coffee a day. That's why I'm drinking that Tully's because it's decaf. So that's what I'm trying to do to just keep just keep on an even keel because I'm a pretty hyper guy. You know, I'm Irish and German combined. That's probably not a good sign. All right, here's Claudia. Hubby and I are about 5 years from out. I'm thinking about moving some of our 4 years cash into I bonds. Yeah, did I do a thing on I bonds? Jill, didn't you send me the thing on I bonds? I like them. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just they're not as liquid as cash, but I've got no problem with them. But I think the I bonds, I bonds, you're going to buy 20,000 a year. That'd be my only concern. Better late than never, always, man. I wish I knew this stuff when I was 41. What's the word on the jab? Not getting it. So Holly Kitty Cat said, "What made you move from San Antonio, Georgia?" We had a 22-month detour in New Jersey. So USA was their wealth management was going through a. Let me holler at my boys. Hold on a second. Oh man! All right, boys. It's a school night. All right, hurry up. Get out of there. Oh boy, Pablo trying to snake my apple. So we moved from so in 2007, Kitty Cat, whatever the lady's name was, Holly Kitty Cat, we I wasn't making any money. 4 kids, made $32,000, broke as a day is long. And we were desperate, man. Market's falling across, and I was a financial advisor. And your financial advisor, you're basing on fees. And if the market's falling and people are getting out of the market because they're scared, the fees are falling. We made $32,000. Literally think about going on WIC, women, infant, children. And I was nervous. Long story short, USA, I had interviewed at USA the previous year. They had a job as a it's kind of like the face of the financial planning available. They had some lady who since died, actually, I forgot her name, a yellow hair lady. I can't remember her name, but anyway, and she was good. And I went down there, and I can't remember how I got. I don't remember. I've been a USA member for a long time, but I went down there. They flew me to San Antonio. I'd never been in front of the camera or anything like. I mean, I did seminars, but I never did anything like professional marketing. And I apparently did pretty well. I was like one of the top 3 contenders. But they went with some other guy. Who was, I can't remember the guy, who was a lieutenant colonel. He was a good guy. I forgot his name, but he didn't have this. I don't know. That's weird. They went with some other guy. So anyway, long story short, I was kind of bummed. It's like, damn, all right, but that's okay. That was in 2006, 7, something like that. And then in 2008, my wife. I was nervous, dudes, and my wife got a call like in March of 2008. It was on her cell phone while she was going through the car wash. Kids in the back screaming bloody murder. And I guess they called her instead of me. And they said, "Hey, we'd like to," I can't remember, but it's funny. She was like, it was chaotic. Anyway, long story short, she goes, "Hey, USA just called. They said, they liked you from when you interviewed last year. They want to see if you'd be open for a job." I said, "Hell yeah." So I interviewed with them. They flew me back down there, and I went fine. They paid me, I don't know, $75,000 right out the gate, plus a plus a good 401k, health insurance, the whole thing. Relocated me. Freaking too good to turn down. Pablo. So we moved down there, and after 3 years, USA expanded their financial planning to this wealth management arrangement where we're not going to do it all as a call center anymore. We're going to have these offices scattered throughout the United States. And basically, I was told that I had to pick up and leave, and I had my options of, was it Boston, New York, DC, or Philadelphia. And I said, man, I can't. I said I can't go back. I'm from Maine. I said I don't know. I don't think I can handle the cold. And no desire at all to live in New York. And I didn't want to live back in DC. That's where we had, that's where Charlotte and I met, in DC area. So I said, let's do Philadelphia. And long story short, we moved out there. Our town was fantastic. Haddonfield was great, but it was, I don't know. It just, when Governor Christie did not pardon that lady from Philadelphia, this black woman who got arrested and literally sent to jail for having a firearm that was registered legally in Philadelphia in her car, he didn't do it. He was a freaking, pardon my French, he was a puss. He did not know where the political winds were going to go. He had no guts. And basically he allowed this woman, a single woman who was being threatened by an ex, to go to jail because in New Jersey, if you have an unregistered firearm, you're automatically guilty. Her kid, she's a mom. She's under duress from her previous ex, and she had kids that she had to take care of. Yeah, no one cared two craps about women's rights or anything. They don't. And Christie did not part. I was pissed. I'm still pissed by this. Ultimately, did. But what happened was I said, screw these guys. I got to pay $14,000 a year in property taxes to freaking New Jersey, to Camden County. Loved the town, loved our neighbors. But I said, I have to register a freaking shotgun. I'm not even registering. I'm not going even to try to register a handgun. It's freaking stupid. I'm not going to do it. And so long story short, I knew a guy down here, and he said, dude, you should come down to Atlanta. We're growing and we need you. And I said, so I talked to the guy named Dave, great guy, my initial boss, fantastic. And long story short, I made the transition down here, and that's how we got here. I like it. And it was great because we live in Alpharetta. Our office was in Alpharetta. It was great. And then all of a sudden, USA, just idiots, man. They put us all down in Buckhead, man. It's like, why? Our members aren't down in Buckhead. Our members in the suburbs. It's stupid. It was dumb. And then I couldn't take it anymore because it was just, we were run by idiots in the financial planning realm. It's just no other way around that. Bunch of yes men. And I said, I can't. So that's why I quit there. But that's the story. Hope that makes sense. Little Dipper says, my husband works in the oil industry, so I know the slang for almost everything. I wish we could post pictures here, but behind us in a farm field is a wind turbine. Honestly, it doesn't bother us, probably because it's in the middle of a farm field and no nature nearby. Here in Kern County, we have iron horses that we pump oil out of on the ground. We call them iron horses, yeah. Yeah. I saw a picture today that Brandon's pushing offshore wind all over the east and west coast, 100%. I saw a picture of that. I said, this is freaking, it's evil, man. Yeah, I have a wood stove. Southern California, there's thousands of windmills. These freaking scumbags, Thomas. Yeah, so Lotus Eaters. Yeah, right on, man. No way will wind turbine do anything, Eric. Don't do that. Look, if you want to get solar, I got no qualm with that. But wind turbines are freaking natural gas and wood stove right there, exactly. Mm-hmm. West Texas has a lot of space for wind turbines. I think South Dakota does too. Kansas, Oklahoma. But Complete waste. Complete waste, man. Hey, I'm trying to talk. And they just don't do what they're advertised to do. They just don't, and they can't. It's an impossibility. And then on top of that, how to recycle the parts? Never mind the noise. Never mind what they're killing. Never mind the literally the stuff that has to be used to build these things. Never mind how do you heat? People think they got us. They said Texas didn't do it right. They didn't have a heater to de-ice the wind turbines. Okay, same thing happened in Minnesota, you friggin' fools. Same thing happened in Minnesota. You think Minnesota doesn't know they need heaters to de-ice the thing? You know why? Because how do you de-ice these things? With electricity? Is that what you're using? Where does the heat come to de-ice the wind turbines? Where does it come from? Oh, you know where it comes from? Oil. That's where it comes from. It's idiotic, man. So in Minnesota, they had the same thing that happened in Texas. The same exact thing. So all these people say, oh, that didn't happen here in the north. Yes, it did. It did happen in Minnesota. Yes, it did. They could not heat the wind turbines to de-ice themselves. That is absolutely true. Absolutely true. So all these people say, oh, they just didn't do it right in Texas. No. They didn't do right because you need fossil fuels to de-ice the turbines when they get iced up. How else are you going to get electricity? How else are you going to heat it? How else are you going to heat it to de-ice the turbines? Where is the heat going to come from? Your turbine? It's not spinning. It's not spinning. So how are you going to get the heat on there? Oh, you need some kind of heating mechanism for what? Electricity? Electricity isn't working if the turbine's not spinning. So what are you going to get the electricity from? Oh, the only other way is fossil fuels. That's it. It's freaking idiotics, man. So not only is it intermittent anyway, what's going on in England right now is they're going on more and more coal. You know why? Because the wind isn't working enough. Not getting anything. It's crazy. Intermittent just in regular times is also when it gets cold is intermittent. And then they got to heat the blades in which to keep turning them because when they're ice, they can't move. How do you heat things? You don't heat things with electricity. I mean, you shouldn't. It's dumb. I mean, you can't. I get it. Heat pumps and stuff. Your situation dictates, of course. But when you're we got below freezing temperatures, when heat pump's not going to do the job. You need good old fashioned fossil fuels or this magic thing called uranium. It's crazy. People freaking. Yeah. That's. All right. All right, so Kevin says the supply chains are more messed up than people think. I work for a small instrument manufacturer. We can't complete. Whoa. 270 out of 300 work orders. Yikes, man. Have you? What's up, buddy? What's that? All right, good job. Have you ever seen it like that, Kevin? That's crazy. Hey, Precision Clays went to GMU. All right. Ugh. When I went to RN school, I studied hard and slept my books. Ugh. Gives me shivers thinking about that, man. I dream I'm back in school and am flunking out, but at the same time, it's 7th grade. That's funny. I have those. I tell you, man, I probably easily a dozen times a year I have dreams about like I didn't study and I'm like going to be held back. It's like it's not like a horrible dream. It's just like just like how I felt in 12th grade. I hated school. Did not find the biology book interesting. No, I did not. We spend 15% more if we use a credit. Yes, 100%. That 100%. That's what I'm trying to train my better half to use cash. 100%. We spend 15% more if we use credit card. I could not agree that more. I think it's all design. All design. At least you'll grow your food with your luxury spend. So not. Well, that was the way I justified to myself, Joe. I said, well, I'll grow my food. Very expensive tomatoes, but I'll do it. Hey. Yeah. No one need. And I buy stuff I need. I buy stuff. I love stuff, but I don't need it. It happens to me all the time. I see anyone rumble. Jeremy grew up as wood stove was the only source of heat. Right on, man. We got this dog, Pablo, about two years ago, a little bit more than 2 years ago, from just some rescue thing, whatever it's called. Then when we went to Blue Ridge, see my man Fritz Gilbert and Rhonda from Fritz does the Retirement Manifesto, a blog. Those rap things. So they're rescue, they save dogs. They're rescue family. Anyway, every weekend they have a barking lot in Blue Ridge. Hey, what's up, dog? You want to show everybody your Tampa Bay Buccaneers sweatshirt? Come on, man. Everyone wants to see it. Come here. Look. The gay pirate. Isn't that the coolest? Don't you? Oh, man. The gay pirate. That's awesome. How'd you like apple picking today?
That was fun.
What's that? On the counter, maybe? All right. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I got him out. What was I just saying? Oh, so anyway, we let's get ready for bed, dogs. Let me get some out there. Hey, what was I just saying? Oh, so we got so Rhonda and Fritz took us to this restaurant in Blue Ridge. And we just happened to walk by the barking lot, and and all these dogs are like in these cages, like, hey, look at me, all auditioning. And there's old Finnegan just laying there, mind his own. And Charlotte's like, you think we could pick him up? And the guy over there goes, yeah, you can. Anyway, so we gave him to Charlotte, and Finney started licking Charlotte's face, and Charlotte was in love at first sight. It was the cutest thing. And look, hi, boys. Hi. And Charlotte isn't really a dog person as much as I am, but man, she loves that dog. It's crazy. She loves Pablo too, don't get me wrong. But Finney, oh my god, Finney just started licking her. The rest was history. And the funny thing is, don't tell anybody. One of our first dates, so we're sitting in the car, I'm dropping her off at her house where she lived at college. And I went to give her a smooch. She turned away from me. I said, okay, well, she goes, what? I thought we were just friends. I say, man, I said, Finney gets to lick all over you and you fall in love with him. And friggin' I go to give you a smooch. For a smooch, you turn away. The hell? What's that about? That's a true story. She turned away. I said, damn. So, oh, okay. Sorry. Apparently she went and told the roommate, she goes, yeah, he tried to kiss me. He goes, I thought we're just friends. And the roommate said, oh, that's so cute. Luckily, I've always had a lot of advocates on my behalf with Charlotte's friends and her mom. Her mom was always a big advocate for me. I don't know why, but her mom seemed to like me. And Charlotte would always gripe about me. And her mom said, always kind of take my side. It's crazy, even though she probably should not have. But good times, man. Good times. Yeah, Aragar is fantastic. All right. Yeah, Brian says he definitely misses having kids now. So, yeah, man, it's oh boy. Hey. All right. Liberty 1776 said beat cancer this year. That's freaking awesome, man. Love to hear it. I love it. Uh-oh. The government created a bubble of stocks, bonds, and real estate. We all feel richer. However, they have taken away our ability to purchase the goods we want. Yeah, of course it's planned. This is, and look, remember, the biggest beneficiaries of this, all this stimulated wealth is the 0.1%. I was reading some article or what, I can't remember. And someone mentioned that it's like basically the 0.1% got the vast majority of all the wealth. The vast majority. I was reading something else today. Oh, there it is right back. That said BlackRock and other investment firms are now buying 1 out of 4 houses that are for sale now. And it's not just BlackRock; it's investment firms. So like these firms that you might be a limited partner in or something like that, where you invest 10. I don't know, like the I forgot what I did a video on one a couple weeks back on a company that you can. I forgot what it's called, but anyway, and so they're buying 1 out of every 4 houses that are for sale. I don't think that's a good thing. because they're not in the neighborhood, if that makes sense. And no different than venture capitalists. The venture capitalists, a Mitt Romney of the world, they don't care about the employees. They don't even care about the company. They just care about what they can profit from it, if that makes sense. They're just trying to get in there and freaking, I'm telling you, man, get rid of the fat that they think is fat. Turn around and sell it back to the IPO, public market. What they do is they buy these things, they take it private, they fix it up, they sell it to the public, and then they get out through the IPOs. That's my concern with these real estate companies buying up all these properties. Obviously, it's going to create this false demand, which is going to increase the prices. And that could be good if you're trying to sell it, but it's not good if you're trying to buy. But part two of that is they have no skin in the game. Is he punching mom? They don't care about the neighborhood. I mean, until they sell it, if that makes sense. And now if they're holding it for long-term rent, that's different. But I don't know, man. That's a concern of mine for sure. Yeah, it gets in the way. See, that's the issue we got to contend with. Boating Charlie 1 is working a full-time job gets in the way of living. But at the same time, you still got to eat, right? I mean, you still got to pay the mortgage and stuff. See, this is what I think about the debt is I talk to people every day, and they just don't spend that much. These people up here, I was talking in North Georgia the other day, they're living on freaking $35,000 a year, and then health insurance. That's it. $35,000 a year. They're like, yeah, we got no debts. We don't need a fancy schmancy life. Cars are paid off. So their Social Security alone is covering that. And they're not on Social Security yet. They're only 55 for heaven's sake. But you're like, dude, $35,000 a year. Can they get it? I mean, so let's say a portfolio of $300,000. We'll just use that for example. You need $35,000 a year. So we got 35 divided by 300. That's 11% distribution rate. All right, so you'll say I need $300,000. I need $35,000 a year for $300,000. I'll have 8.5 years before that money runs out. Before I have no interest, even if I made no interest. All right, let's just say I'm 60 years old. All right, and I'm going to wait until I'm 60. My full retirement age to take Social Security. By the time me and my better half get on Social Security, that will cover our expenditures. Again, that includes health care. We're assuming. I'm just using this for simplicity. Let's say that's all you got. You don't do reverse mortgage. You don't do anything. But so basically, you need that portfolio to last you 8.57 years, and then you go on Social Security and you're done. Now, is that the best way? No, but it's easy to happen. It's not hard. Yeah, you're taking more than 4% a year out. Oh my goodness! But even if you got no growth on the portfolio, even just putting cash, that's still going to cover you until you're on full retirement age. You get your full Social Security, which covers all your expenditures. Anyway, but the point is that you have to work that full-time job to get enough money to have $300,000 to begin with. But even more importantly, is you got to watch your spending from the get-go. All right, I'm just going to eat a couple more bites. Baby cake over there staring at me like, give me some, Dad. All right. Jackman, Maine, the last stop on your way to Quebec City. All right. Macintosh and Cortland's are my favorite. Yeah, I got still got a bunch of carrots, a bunch of Swiss chard. I got some still some cherry tomatoes. Ooh, Jackalope Potatoes. Is that what it's called? These people here in Georgia told me about Jackalope Potatoes. They're perennial potatoes. I planted them suckers, and I think it's called Jackalope. Those guys are freaking booming, man. They're perennials, and they're good in, did she say the spring and the fall? I can't remember, but apparently she said you plant them in the late summer, early fall, which I've done. And you just let them go all year long. And then come the spring, you'll get your first harvest. And then come the fall, you'll get your second harvest every year. I said, that can't be true. So anyway, I put some of those in there. And they're growing like freaking weeds right now. Now, obviously, I'm not. You don't pull potatoes until they fall over, and I'll do it. I don't know how it works with perennial potatoes. Though. I mean, you don't pull. I mean, I guess you got to leave some in the ground. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. But jackalopes, I don't think that's what they're called. I can't remember what they're called. Anyway. All right. Hancock County. All right, let's see what we got here. Text has more than, all right. I see you wear a 10th Mountain hat occasionally. Hey, I served in the 10th from 88 to 92, Mike. Yeah, I was in Bravo Company 187, 1st Brigade. Bravo Company 187, 1st Brigade. I'm going to be vaxxed or terminated in February. Don't know what to do. It seems pretty obvious to me, man. I'd wait, obviously. Make them fire your ass. That's what I'd do, and then find another job. They kiss your ass. I don't think I don't want to say too much more than that. I think there's a lot of. I think the numbers are way overstated on the jabs, and I think the numbers are way understated on other things. So let's just put it that way. But you got to do what you got to do. I don't. This whole thing is I just can't say more. All right. Yes, right, man. 100%. H. Lee, no debt and emergency fund makes major crises become an inconvenience. That's a freaking great way to put it, man. Brad says he's looking forward to retiring in a couple months. Yeah. Average retiree lives off $46,000 a year, man. Well, that's why we don't want losers. Yeah, it's funny you say that, Jill. I was listening to another in California. I don't know if it's a county or the state, but they're getting rid of the single family codes. And see, that's after the fact. And I don't think I don't know how you can do it after the fact. That actually is not what I was talking about. Is if you want to have looser zoning codes while you're building a neighborhood, I mean, that's fine. But after the fact, I don't think that's fine. I might not have been very clear on that. A video I did like 6-7 months ago. I probably wasn't actually, but I mean, you can't say after the contract is made in terms of your neighborhood that we're going to allow. Just after the fact stuff, the retroactive. That's not fair. That's a taking, if you ask me. If the government's going to take, they need to compensate. It's just that simple. And compensate not just the fair market value of your house, but the fair market value of the inconvenience of you having to move that you don't want to. But in California, there's like some kind of, maybe it's in the Bay, I don't know where it was, but someplace in California, they're going to get rid of all the zoning codes and let anyone do what they want. I said, it's one thing if you're doing it in a newly constructed, place. It's another thing if you're doing it after the fact. That's wrong, man. ACA insurance provider didn't spend at least 8% of the premiums they received, so they sent me a check for $357, even though my plan was fully subsidized. But that's funny. They didn't spend at least 80% of the premiums they received. A lot of people weren't going to the doc, and then they got all the freaking COVID stuff. Hey, Clarksville, Georgia. Right on, man. Yeah, right on. Cherry tomatoes are still going. Pick that last of ours. Yeah, we still got some cherry tomatoes still kicking butt out there. Denise says, I'm taking my wrench. I thought I gave you the wrench, Denise. Yeah, I gave you the wrench. Jill, don't you have a wrench? Out of 4.0 math and physics and teaching, still hated school. Yeah, 100%. It's like the saying, you do own your stuff, or does the stuff own you? Exactly. All right. Kevin says, we just found out last week an electronic part we expected 24,000 units of have been pushed back till May. We are scrambling to redesign boards to use different parts. That's crazy, man. Oh yeah, I worked for USA. I'm sure you're talking about. USA Today had an article. Dems looking at changing tax on IRA and Roth to pay for proposed new social programs. Let's just see, man. Let's just see how it shakes out. We just gotta see. Yeah, guarantee wind turbines won't. They won't be offshore Obama's house either, in Nantucket, where the hell he is. I've got an electric heat pump and natural gas furnace for below 35 degrees. Yeah, gas is going to be up crazy this year. It's going to be bad, man. Yeah, thanks, man. Cute pups. You're great with reading and learning a lot of information on these headlines. We love to learn. I love to learn too. It's what does that have to do with financial planning, man? Learning, man. You gotta keep learning. Learning is fun. It makes you think. You got it, kitty cat. Yeah, George is fantastic. Look, do not take this as no way anti-George or anything like that. It's not like that. Maine is in my blood. It's no other way around it, and I would expect to get back. And it might not be full time. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. Maybe I won't. But it's a fantastic state. Georgia's a fantastic state. New Jersey. Get away from. I mean, you go to some of these parts of New Jersey. It's freaking gorgeous, man. The beaches are fantastic. Going out west to is it Hackensack or something? Is it Hackensack? No, way out west in New Jersey. Going towards Pennsylvania. It's gorgeous. It's just the taxes and stuff, man. It's crazy. Eric said he's found a new thyroid doctor. He's fantastic. Smartest guy I've met. Was recommended by the doctor who recommended him. Said the smartest guy in the room. Was the truth. That was cool. All right, my friends. I think I'm getting tired, man. Have I been to Texas? I lived in South Texas and Bernie for 3 years. Absolutely. My wife loves Texas. Hackestown. That's what it's called. Hackestown, right on. Yeah, my wife. She would go back in Texas in a freaking heartbeat, Shane, but too hot for me, man. It's not natural in the summertime for everybody to be inside. That's weird to me. I lived in Phoenix too. We got married in Phoenix. Had our first kid in Phoenix. Company I rep for raised their prices 3 times this year. For those who don't live to hold on to it, 100%. I'm telling you, we're going back. It's literally. I never would have thought that. I never would have thought that. But the writing is so obvious that this is happening. But I gotta be clear. It's not because of government printing. I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. It's because of government regulations. That's where inflation comes. It's not the printing press. It's the regulations. Everyone wants to focus on the wrong thing, and as such, they're taking their eyes off the horrible thing, which is the government regulations. And this Green New Deal stuff is bad, man. This COP26. Net zero 2050. This is I tell you, this is the straw that's going to break the camel's back. You cannot have an economy like we're accustomed to with expensive energy. You just can't. And not only is energy, it's not only going to get expensive, it's going to get scarce, and that's what's going to cause the 1970s. It's just all, yeah. It's just got to be prepared, and I mean that 4 years cash, have no debt, and there's really nothing else you can do. Keep plugging away. If you still got many years of work, keep plugging away. Just make sure you got something on the side just in case. Yeah, I mean, I don't know your age. Well, you said you're going to retire in a couple of years. From as a teacher, imagine you got a pension. I just remember the issue is the issue. You just you got to have money to pay your bills, and if your bills are significant because you got a lot of debt, that's a bad place to be. If your bills are not significant because you have no debt, that's a good place to be, which allows you to be more risky. So on your case, Brad, you got 300,000 schmackers. If we fell 40%, you're down to 480. You're down to 180. Now, that sucks, but it's probably doable if you have a pension and no debt. If on the other hand, you got no pension, lots of debt, and you're down to 180, that's a bad place to be. Yeah, you got it. I appreciate it, brother. Dodgers. Oh. Yeah, they still won't let you pump your own gas? I tell you, though, A couple of times when he lived in New Jersey, in the middle of some serious cold ice storms, it was nice having some guy pump your gas. That was nice. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, there you go. Debt free, no house. Oh, you're fine, dude. Yeah. Yeah. That means you can tighten the belt. Don't buy the filet when things get tight. Buy the ground beef. If ground beef gets tight, buy the chicken. If chicken gets tight, buy the liver. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 100%. Anyone try to force medical decisions on 100%. My body by choice, just that simple. Can't say anything about this, but I'll let that out there for all the others to see. Because how would dare I say anything? Because I'll get banned. But I'm not saying anything. YouTube, Susan Witchy Witchy. This is what this guy's saying. I don't know who this guy is. Maybe he's talking smack. Susie Wiki Wiki. Oh yeah. Oh, so you got a big fat pension. You're gonna be fine, Brad. Yeah. 100%. If we get, I don't think, I don't know. That's the thing, cute. I don't know. That's if we have, if they go forward with it. I mean, look, and all the dominoes are falling. The Conservative government in UK, he's a freaking idiot. Boris Johnson. The Conservative government Australia, they're freaking idiots. Scott Morrison, whatever his name is, Tommy Morrison, the boxer, Scott Morrison. These guys are conservative in name only. They're just, they're bought by the green machine, and the green machine is the BlackRocks and the Vanguards and the globalist the Davos crowd. It's just that simple. Boris Johnson bought and paid for him. And look, I was a huge supporter of Boris. I don't, obviously I'm not English, but I was a huge supporter of Boris because of Brexit. Lying sack of crap, man. I mean, he got Brexit done, but why does it matter if you're going to submit to the UN, freaking the COP26 and the net zero? And it's just evil. It's evil. You think Boris Johnson is going to go without heat? Hell no. But you will. Freaking all these guys kiss my butts. Not you guys, the freaking politicians. Let's rely on a conservative government. If they haven't, what we need to learn now is, if they're not conservative, they're not going to be. They might act conservative. They're not conservative. Boris Johnson. I remember, like, it was Mark Stein. Mark Stein. Oh, if you're not following Mark Stein, you're wrong. He's probably the most. That guy, man, Mark Stein. Stein Online. There's no one better than him in terms of funny and just devastating. He's just fantastic. But someone's talking about Boris was never conservative. And when you were just big on Brexit was your number one issue, you're like, yeah, that's okay. We'll worry about the other crap later. We did not know that this was all being planned, if that makes sense. And as such, Boris got Brexit, but now he also got even worse. So I would have sacrificed Brexit to get Jeremy Corbyn in there. Well, actually, I don't know anymore, because look what's going on in Australia. But Australia is run by a conservative government. So I don't know. Corbyn would have been worse. I don't know. Who knows? But at the end of the day, the Boris Johnson, he did the bidding for Brexit, and they said, okay, we gave you what's it called, Pyrrhic victory. Now we're going to take it all because of the energy. Everything revolves around energy. Everything is energy. If we don't have energy, it's all done. That's all there is to it. The cartoonist to pick Boris, Jeremy Corbyn, yeah, Corbyn. Ugh. But that's what I'm saying. That's where we're at. So if you got like a Lindsey Graham, he might talk the talk on occasion when you want to hear it, but he's just not true. He's just not. Romney, I fell for the Romney stuff, even though I knew about Romney Care, which led to Obamacare, and I just like, damn. Jeb Bush, these are all fakers. Who else is coming up next year? I don't know. 2024. Lynn Cheney. I mean, these guys got to go, man. At some point, you got to go and let the Dems just take over to get rid of these people, man, because you can't have the conservatives have got to be conservative. Again, the O'Sullivan rule from National Review: any institution that isn't explicitly right wing will become left wing over time. Any politician who isn't explicitly right wing all the time will become left wing all the time. It's over time. It's just that simple. The irony about the O'Sullivan rule, John O'Sullivan, who is a publisher, I think, of National Review, or the senior editor, the bigwig of National Review, is exactly what happened in National Review. any publication, any institution that isn't explicitly right wing will become left wing over time. And look at National Review. I won't even freaking wipe my butt with National Review. That's how bad they are. And I was a subscriber since 1992 to National Review. But their anti-Trump thing was, I said, this is not, it's bridge too far. You got David French, you got some of these clowns out there now, Matthew Dowd. There's another guy too, the Bush speechwriter, but David French, Williamson, McCarthy even. What the hell? Cook is good on Second Amendment rights. I don't think it's not too many people better on Second Amendment stuff than Charles C. Cook. But McCarthy's good, but he just, I don't know what happened to him on that. That's crazy, man. But David French is a clown. And he came from National Review. He was supposed to be a right winger. He clown. Another guy went to the Washington Post. I'm drawing a blank his name. He was supposed to be a right winger. Now he's a National Washington Post. He's just, go along to get along crowd. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I had one bow tie. Actually, the first thing I ever figured out on YouTube, I think the first time I ever got on YouTube was to figure out how to tie a bow tie. Couldn't do it. My wife had to do it for me. Yep, right on. Right on. All right, I'm going to get out of here. God bless. See you guys. Thanks again.